Hey guys, Brian Delaney here, top 1% of all marketers and funnel experts in the world. And in this video, guys, I'm going to tell you about how Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi have impacted my life tremendously, literally just over the last 2 years. And I'm going to share with you how promptings are important to listen to, all right? So bear with me, and we'll get there in a second. First of all, the first major impact was when I was with Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Russell Brunson, and the top 10 affiliates on the biggest launch in internet history. That literally broke the internet. The internet broke because of how much traffic went to their first ever live event that Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi did together that we supported 2 years ago. And so I was in Fiji. We were at Tony Robbins Resort in Namalé, and I asked him a very important question, and that had to do with tax strategy, specifically. That's what it had to do with. And he went on to talk about how, he used to live in Del Mar and he used to love La Jolla, and he knew that that's where we used to live. And he suggested, why don't you move to Florida like I did? And so that's what we did. We moved to Florida actually 2 years later, and it was one of the best decisions that we've made. Every single week, it seems like it's just getting better and better and better. Florida is an amazing place. That's why everyone is moving here from New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, California, all over the place. But for us as a family, why we love Florida so much is because it's kid-friendly. It's very family-focused here in Sarasota. We love it because it's faith-filled. There's tons of churches everywhere. I love it because I love fishing. I love being on the ocean. I love exploring the unknown throughout the oceans, and specifically fishing. But it was really about our family and where was the best place to raise our daughter. And you know what? I didn't feel like California was that place anymore for us, right? California is beautiful. Love La Jolla. We had an amazing view and amazing friends there. Well, most of them left too. So that was the first big way that Tony impacted my life was, sitting with him at his resort in Fiji, which was an absolute blast. There was so many other highlights, but that was one of them. And then again in this year, we were in West Palm Beach. I asked Tony if he found out that his dad had cancer, what would he do? What would he be doing with his dad? What would he be doing for his dad? Who would he send his dad to? And that's when Dean and Tony, well, first of all, how Dean comes into the picture is I texted Dean right away and I asked him, who does he know? And immediately he connected me with Tony. Tony's guy connected us with the doctor that Tony recommends. So when we got to West Palm Beach, my dad had already been to the doctor down in Texas that Tony recommended. His name is Dr. Tennant. And Tony, every single person that he sent there has been healed from the situation that they were going through. So he really believes in that doctor down there and the protocol that he goes through, and he loves what he's about. So I set my dad down, thankfully for Tony. So you think about this for a second. Back 2 years ago, I was prompted, I believe very strongly, God compelled me that I needed to support Tony and needed to support Dean. And it was one of those convictions. It was like this strong just urge and pull to support these guys and what they're up to. Now, another big reason is that we serve people in the self-education industry, and that's really the industry that they're waking the world up to, right? This idea that there's a self-education revolution, which is what the shirt says, right? There is a self-education revolution because Forbes said the industry set to triple to $1 billion a day. That's $365 billion a year by 2025. So we already serve those people. So it made a lot of sense. Number one, Tony and Dean coming together to do something amazing to help the world in a bigger way together, collectively, which there is power in numbers. Okay, certainly is power when you align forces with the right people like Tony and like Dean, right? So anyways, so thinking back, I would have never had that connection with Dean or Tony for that matter if it wasn't for supporting them, okay? We were their number 5 affiliate year 1. We were their number 4 affiliate year 2. And the second year was even more competitive. There's over 4,000 affiliates. It was absolutely bananas. It was a crazy launch. And I think back, I'm grateful that I acted on that prompting. So for you, maybe listening to this video, maybe you're being nudged in some direction. I don't know what that direction might be. How could I know, right? I couldn't. But I have found when you pray about things, when you listen to God's guidance and direction, when you were able to tune in to that frequency, if you will, God is looking to guide each and every one of us, each and every single one of his children. And he wants to guide you. He wants to direct you. And who better than to guide and direct you than from the source of all creation, from God, right? So I would encourage you, lean into that. Lean into that wisdom, because that wisdom is going to supersede man's wisdom. That's for sure. If I was not compelled to support these guys, I would have never had the relationship that I have with Tony and Dean, and I would have never got my dad connected to that doctor in Texas. Not to mention, when I was in West Palm Beach, Florida, in Tony's backyard, at his brand new studio, which is awesome. You'll see that in his upcoming challenge that he's doing if you participate in it, which I would encourage you to participate in it at projectnextbonuses.com. If you go there, you'll have the opportunity to register for the challenge and take a part and take a play in it. There's a lot to learn there. We'll get into that in a minute. But what Tony said is that we need to give Dad a compelling future, and the family needs to understand what that compelling future is as well, so we can continue, because, cancer's hard. We've never dealt with it as a family, but now we're in the middle of it. My dad just finished up his radiation treatments. He's now on the tail end of it. Hopefully and thankfully, he's done radiation. So thank God for that. But we're going through it, and he needs a compelling future. And think about it. We all need a compelling future. But think about your family. Think about your parents, if they're still around, or think about a loved one that you have that's maybe sick or maybe getting older, right? How can you give them a compelling future that they're looking forward to? And I think that's what Tony was trying to say, is give your dad something to look forward to. And so we began thinking, my wife and I began thinking about what could we do for Dad that would get him thinking about the next year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years out, so that he can live as long as possible, pain-free as possible, and enjoy his grandchildren. And that's what he loves now, is seeing his grandchildren. And there's a lot more to come. So we're excited about that too. So guys, trust your intuition. You've heard this before, right? Trust your intuition, trust your gut. I would say trust your promptings. Trust your promptings. Those inner promptings that you get, trust them, okay? Because they have the potential to lead you to an incredible place and an incredible future, like it has for my life and those that are around me. That, listen, okay? So vital. I would contribute listening and acting on promptings to why I'm at where I'm at right now. And we're just scratching the surface. There's so much to do. Okay, here's why I'm so passionate about this year's challenge that Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi are hosting in May of this year, this month, okay? First of all, it's called the Own Your Future Challenge. You can check it out at projectnextbonuses.com. You'll see it flash somewhere on the screen, projectnextbonuses.com. Now more than ever, do we need people taking a stand for what they believe and being producers rather than just consumers. Now, it's great to be a consumer, okay? I think it's a great thing to do. We are all consumers. But at some point, you got to become a producer of your life, right? A producer for others. You're a producer for your family in many ways, right? But think about it. Who else do you produce for? And at the end of the day, that's what this boils down to. Owning your future is getting off the sidelines of being a consumer and getting in the game and being a producer, adding more value to other people around you and in the marketplace that you're consuming. When you produce more value than you take, you will be blessed in abundance. Okay, it's actually biblical. Okay, so that's number one. Now more than ever, do we need leaders like you that are going to step up, share your expertise with others, and make a great impact in the lives of other people with that expertise. Whatever your expertise is, we found that there's over 2,000 different niches, different things that you could be an expert in. So there's not a shortage of ideas. There's not a shortage of niches. That's for sure. Okay. Number two, I'm excited about all the incredible speakers that Tony and Dean have lined up for this year's challenge. They've lined it up. It's almost like a summit. It's almost like a big live event, right? Where you have a bunch of guest speakers coming in, and they're all going to talk about how to take advantage of the self-education industry and how they've been able to really carve out their path within it. And that's really what this really boils down to, guys. The self-education industry is expected to triple, according to Forbes.com, to $365 billion a year. So how are you going to carve your path out? Well, you're going to find all about how to do that at the Own Your Future Challenge. It's a 5-day free challenge, okay? I'll be participating in it, and I'll encourage you to participate in it. We've got a domain name registered for it. It's projectnextbonuses.com. Register for the 5-day free online challenge at projectnextbonuses.com and bookmark the website and see some surprises that we have in store for you on May 13th, okay? I'm going to be updating that page with some absolute game-changing things that, well, they don't want me to share until May 13th. So you're going to have to bookmark the page. Here's what I would do. I would recommend you register for the challenge, okay? First, go to projectnextbonuses.com, click to register, and then upgrade for VIP because Tony and Dean have some amazing things, okay, when you upgrade, and then it also supports charity, which is a great thing to do. That's true impact, right? We're actually impacting people's life by feeding people, okay? And then I want you to bookmark the site and set an alarm on your phone for May 13th. Come back to projectnextbonuses.com and see all of the other amazing things that we have to support you on your journey of taking what you know, your knowledge, your skills, your expertise, and your results for others, and making a business out of it so you can bless other people and be blessed yourself. Head on over there now, and I look forward to supporting you on this journey.